Hello, good afternoon, all of you. And this is Venkat Ikkurthy. And this session, I think all of you are able to see my computer screen also. So this is particularly for a seminar on US career opportunities for pharmacy and life sciences and biotechnology students. So yeah, still students are joining in this session. Just we need to wait for one more minute and we need to start this session. Yeah, before going with session, better you can join with your first name and last name. That's one thing. And the second one is like mute yourself. That's one important part. If you have any questions, don't be hesitate. You can put in a chat window or you can ask me at the end of the session. So otherwise you can chat with all of your questions. Then we are going to clarify all those things. Okay. So now this why we are going to can you please yourself particularly for this? Okay, why we want to organize this session is very simple, because a lot of times the people with the pharmacy background, life sciences and biotechnology students who are coming into US, they are having a lot of problems. A lot of problems means they are not able to find a good opportunities, first of all. So we want to make sure that if you learn something from India itself, definitely that will be really helpful. So helpful, and definitely they are going to get the opportunities here itself. So where we are going to get these opportunities, first of all, say this is the topic here, like this. And our concept is very simple. Another meaning of real happiness is quality education. So education is different and quality education. Quality education means very simple. By end of the day, you want to get a job. By end of the day, you want to get the placement. Then only the quality education comes into the picture. So of course, this is a little bit about my profile. I'm in industry for so many years, so I'm working with a lot of pharmaceutical companies for so many years, and like I'm a visiting professor for a couple of American universities as well as Indian universities also. Can you please mute yourself, Venkat Ramanaya? And we are the winners at Medidata Next conference in New York before last year, and I'm working with a big pharmaceutical company as a manager here. And of course, where we are going to get the opportunities. If you open like dice.com or monster.com or indeed.com, any website, any job portal website, you will find plenty of positions exclusively in clinical research and drug development. Clinical research and drug development, you will find plenty of positions. How we are going to grab those opportunities? Concept is how we want to get it. So for that case, when you see this pharma industry is always very strong, and you will get plenty of positions, particularly in pharmaceutical side. Okay, now there are so many manufacturing, research and development, and pharmaceutical analysis. Only one industry is not at all affected with the COVID is pharma industry. So that is the reason we are more focused on pharma industries. There you will get a lot of opportunities. See, there is a small place, you won't believe that, like just a small city in Boston that called as Cambridge. In this small place, you will find almost like hundreds of biotechnology and pharmacy companies. So just go to biospace.com, you will find all these hubs. Hubs means journey time hub, bio hubs, etc. Everything. There are plenty of companies are located in a very, very small place. Change is scary, but it is necessary, first of all, because we are studying something. We are studying like a pharmacy degree. We are studying like a bioinformatics or biotechnology. Like all these cases, see what happens next. After completion of your graduation, degree, what you are going to do. See, frankly speaking, like, suppose you are talking about pharmacy students. I'm giving a simple rule. After 2002, a pharmacy graduate from India is not eligible to take NAPLEX examination. Remember, this one is after 2002, a pharmacy graduate from India is not eligible to take NAPLEX examination. So that means NAPLEX examination means if you want to become like a registered pharmacist in US, you need to qualify that examination. Unfortunately, unfortunately, you are not eligible to take that examination also. So what happens? Last year, you won't believe that like 36,000 pharmacy students came to US. Almost like 7 to 8,000 students from life sciences background is came to US. See, what they are going to do? Because they landed in the US, one of the best country in the US, what they are going to do? Because they need to change. Change is scary. Always change is scary, but it is necessary. Always remember this. Change is hard at first, messy in the middle, but goggles at the end. So that means you need to change. Suppose if you are not able to change, you know what happened? If you are not able to change something like that, you know what happens? Just I'm giving a very good examples. That examples are here. Importance of change with the time. You need to change with time. That's very important. How we want to do this. See, read this example here. In 1998, 170,000 employees worked at Kodak, and they sold 85% of world photo paper in few years. Digital photography drove them out of the market. Kodak went to bankruptcy. All his employees went on road. Because Kodak is the famous company on that time. Every camera, every film, every photo with Kodak paper. But unfortunately, they did not change with time. When the digital photography comes into the picture, so they're out of the market. The next one is when you see these products, in Indian products like HMT watch, Bajaj scooters, Dynora television, Murphy radio, Nokia, Rajdoot, Ambassador. These are all excellent products, excellent products. But unfortunately, what happened? See, all these are not lacking in a quality, excellent products, but they are not in a market right now. They are not in a market. You cannot see HMT watch, you cannot see Bajaj scooters, or even Dynora television, etc. Why? Because they did not change with time. Right now, when you see all these products are in museums, simply we need to change with our time. If we are not able to change with our time, we are also goes to the museum for sure. So that is the reason we want to change with the time. For example, here. So how we want to change it? Frankly speaking, you know that in the world next 10 years, the world will change completely. And 70 to 90% of industries running today will close. When you open this one, it's like, when you see this one, long time back and now it is. These are all the changes. We need to be prepared to change over the time. Particularly in education side also, you need to change. The world is changing so fast. Keep your eyes and ears open. Otherwise, you will fall behind. So you need to make sure that you need to follow. You need to change it according to time. Oh, this course is not good. This course is not good means what is the course is good for you? And you need to get opportunity. See, 99% of the Indian students, they want to get a job after completion of their graduation. So where is the problem is because they are studying in a different way. The American atmosphere is totally different. Indian atmosphere is totally different. When we want to work with American companies or even abroad, US-based companies, you always think about return of investment. Return of investment means we are investing sometime, but it's not in a monetary point of view. You are invested your time. 4 years of your valuable time investing for your degree. What is your return of investment? What is your return of investment? That is the more important part here itself. Suppose even people are coming into US also. I'm asking the simple question. So because coming to US is one of the best decision, the best decision for sure. But you are spending almost like 40 to 50 lakhs of rupees for your getting your master's degree. How you are going to return? Of course, your father or your mother or your bank, you're giving that money to you for getting these degrees. My question is very simple. How you are going to return that money back to them? How you are going to return that money back to them? That's the more important. Everybody thinks about, I want to do some job. I want to do job and I want to return that money. See, in the US, particularly for this, suppose if you want to get a job, what type of skills you have it? Getting job in the US is not that much easy. So what type of skills you have it? In the US, jobs are available in only two places. One is medical and the second one is IT. There is no other jobs for sure, medical and IT. So make sure that where you are going to fit. For example, you are not a medical doctor. You are not able to take your NAPLEX examination. So that means, suppose like all these pharmacy, biotechnology, microbiology, life sciences students, they know what is metabolism, what is toxicology, when this adverse event is going to become like serious adverse event. All these type of medical terminologies, they know that. They know the medical terminologies. So better we need to concentrate opportunities in pharmaceutical companies. Every pharmaceutical company has a research division. Research division means they are doing a lot of research. They want to invent new drugs. They want to invent new therapies. So for that case, we need to concentrate on that part, particularly that part, that area. So there are plenty of opportunities because continuously research is an ongoing process. Making new medicines is an ongoing process. There is no stop. There is no stop. Continuously they are doing. Today we are working with cardiovascular. Tomorrow probably you are working with antiviral, anti-infectives, oncology, gynec, the different therapeutic areas. There are so much of medicines are available. So much of research is going on. Well, of course, in India, there is no research. First of all, there is no research in India because you are talking about like inventing a new medicines. How many medicines invented by India so far? Think about, go to Google and Google it. I don't want to say that numbers. I know the numbers also. Suppose going back to the medicines, 90% of medicines invented by Americans or Europeans, 90%, more than 90%. So that means there is plenty of. So now again, a person must change his business and his temperament over the time. Time to time, upgrade. Upgrade is more important. Move over the time and achieve the success. This is the more important part here itself. So where we are going to work, clinical trials. What exactly clinical trials? That's what I'm going to explain right now here. What exactly clinical trials, what we are going to do in clinical trials, where we are going to get the opportunities, all those things. See, when you see this diagram, you will see the whole process of clinical trials. For example, laboratories, testing part, different phases of clinical trials. Finally, drug is in approval. Drug goes to the patients here itself. Suppose any medicine goes to the patient, it has almost like a 10 to 12 years of background hard work is there. 10 to 12 years, you won't believe that, because preclinical studies and clinical studies, preclinical and clinical studies, it took almost like 10 to 12 years. Then after that, FDA, Food and Drug Administration, they are going to review all these documents, and finally they are giving approval. Then only the drug goes to the market. Otherwise, absolutely no. Absolutely no. This is a big process. That's the reason. If you are in clinical trials area, definitely you will get. What exactly, what is clinical research and drug development? See, clinical research and drug development. Here, clinical trial helps to save lives. Always remember this, clinical trial helps save lives, because so much of medicines are there itself. How we want to, clinical trials are essential for the development of new form of treatment, groundbreaking medicines and medical devices, as well as researching new ways to detect and diagnose diseases. New ways. See, without clinical trials, a proper evaluation of the benefit risk profile of new drug is not possible. That means we want to go with, like, there are so much of medicines are available right now here itself. So many therapies are available. Medical devices are available. Of course, medical devices are available. All these things, everything is tested. Everything is tested. So evaluation is there itself. Then only the drug comes to the market. Otherwise, absolutely no. So we are here. Always clinical trials, what they are? A organized research. See, a organized research study designed to investigate new methods of preventing, detecting, diagnosing or treating an illness of a disease. illness. So this is the organized research study, because we are working with humans. So if we are not going to do a organized research, that leads to big problems. So that means how we want to study, how we want to research a organized study. That's very important. Is, see, suppose for example, today we are scheduled our meeting by around 2 o'clock India time, 2 o'clock. That means when you see this, a couple of people joined. We joined almost like a 15 minutes before. So because we are organized, we prepared this presentation. We activated cameras also like this, because that type of organization is required. Similarly for yourself also, you are getting your 4 years degree. My question is, like, after completion of 4 years, where you are going to land? Where most of the people think about, oh, I want to complete my graduation first, then after that I need to think about the opportunities. That's not possible, because after completion of your graduation, you are in a market. Then you are going to think about, how I want to learn this, I want to learn this, I want to learn this. After completion of your graduation, what you are going to learn, it will take 6 months of time. Then you are learning something, it will take another 6 months, total 1 year. You and your junior goes for interview. Who will get the opportunity? I am very positive your junior is going to get a job. So that means you are in the college itself. You need to realize, and you need to get the required skills. That's very, very important. What is required? Yes, I'm going to explain those things a little bit later, actually. Okay, now a organized research study means, for example, when you see this in behind, there are a lot of files are there. That file contains a protocol like SAP analysis plans, table shell, like these are all the documents are there itself. Suppose if we want to build a study, we want to read a lot of information, lot of documentation. Always remember this. You will be very happy when you are working with the clinical trials, because you are helping with to improve the human lives. So now coming back to a organized research on human beings intent to provide adequate information on a drug used as a therapeutic agent, on its safety and efficacy. My drug is safe and my drug is effective. I want to go with like this. I want to create some research. Oh, I want to prove that my drug is safe and my drug is effective. So that is more important. That is nothing but clinical research. See, in clinical research, there are plenty of so many positions are available. Drug development as a scientist, discovery research, formulation and development, clinical development, finally commercialization. See, for example, as a bioinformatics or bio life sciences graduate, yes, you have opportunities in drug development, discovery research, and of course formulation also as a pharmacy graduates. But people like me, yes, absolutely. Like, I'm working in clinical development, like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, etc., everything. That's it. And after completion of this, commercialization, how we want to market these new drugs, how soon you are going to get all these things. So that's the reason we put this session exclusively pharmacy, life sciences, biotechnology students. Why we want to put these things? Yes, they have opportunities in these areas: drug development, discovery research, formulation and development, of course clinical development, and commercialization. These are all the areas you will get the opportunities. So what exactly, why we need clinical trials? Evidence to provide the efficacy and safety in human beings. So you need to prove that my drug is safe, my drug is effective, etc. How you want to prove it? Only a well-designed clinical study on a defined population can give meaningful results, positive or negative, about any therapeutic intervention. So if you have a perfect study, then it will be very useful. Otherwise, no, absolutely no. Because always think about it. For example, here we have 100% accuracy is important, 100%, because you are dealing with human lives. Lot of times, a lot of work comes to India. I know, like, a lot of people are starting their development centers in India. Why they want to send this work to India? Novartis, Bayer, BMS, all these big pharma companies, they started their development centers in Hyderabad or even in India. Why they started? Lot of times people are going to consider, oh, we are sending this work to India because of cheap price. Absolutely no. Absolutely no. Indians are providing a quality work. Remember that word, Indians are providing quality work. That is the reason all these companies are moving to India. That's the one reason. And just I'm giving a very small example. If I have a small medical problem, for example, there are two medicines are available. Two medicines. One medicine, it costs like 10 rupees. It will cure my problem 1 year. Another medicine, it costs like 1,000 rupees. It will cure within a couple of days. Which medicine you are going to use? I am going to use 1,000 rupees for sure. The Americans are sending the work not because of the price, because of the quality. Remember that one is because of the quality. India has a lot of advantages. One of the biggest advantages is highest English speaking people in the universe. Highest English speaker in the universe. Highest computer literate people. Everybody knows about little bit about computers. So these are all the factors. That's the reason all these companies are looking into, particularly in India. Now you want to enter into that area. First of all, that area, what type of skills is required, that we are going to discuss. See, only a well-designed clinical study on a defined population. Defined, what is meant by population? A set of population having a common characteristic. Human population, all are humans. Common characteristic is nothing but population. Can give meaningful results. Whether it may be positive or negative, it doesn't matter. We need to give, my drug is safe, my drug is effective, or my drug is not safe. So we don't want to go further for sure. My drug is not effective. With the FDA is not at all giving any approval, not at all giving any approval about any therapeutic intervention. This is the reason clinical trials are required. How we want to, when clinical trials started, origin and history of clinic. I don't want to discuss too much of origin and history. It started in almost like 17th century. Origin and history of clinical trials. When you see this, first is 1747. Suppose first ever clinical trial was conducted with the sailors in May 1747. So like, scurvy, the first clinical trial in the history. Suppose this is the 8th. Of course, I'm going to, I'm recording this session and I'm going to put these things in YouTube. Then definitely we will send this link to all of you, all of you. So the first clinical trial, etc., everything. See, these are all the studies. Survey 1750, placebo, like 1799, sequential patient entries, this much. This is the way they developed with the clinical trials part, clinical trial part. Now we are going back to here itself. What is the objective of clinical trials? To understand the drug development process. The first one is to understand the different phases, different components of clinical research. To appreciate the history behind the regulations of the clinical development process. Regulations, the word itself is to understand the current regulations involved in the clinical research process. That's what we are going to discuss right now. Generally, healthcare industry. Healthcare industry is physician, is doctors, insurance companies, pharmaceutical industry, and hospital. Almost all these people, their intention is they want to go with the patient care. They want to go with the patient care. So this is the way a physician, insurance. So you are working with the hospital, you are working with the pharmaceutical industry. So that means these are all healthcare industry players, So now, no, see, target selection, target validation, proof of concept, preclinical phase, what you are going to do. Then all that part goes to 2 to 4 years. Then if you are going with the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 trials, 4 to 7 years. After that, marketing introduction. That means even if you take like 4 years and 7 years, almost close to 10 years, 10 years of time, it will take drug discovery process. Then only that comes into the market. So that means if you are working in a pharmaceutical companies, you are able to understand. Even you are studying something like pharmacy or biotechnology or microbiology, that area. I have so many students, particularly in pharmacy. Every day I'm getting 100 phone calls from pharmacy students. They completed their pharmacy in India. They came here. They are in US now. What they are going to do? And of course, what are the options like SAS programming, clinical trials, something like that. So suppose coming back to bioinformatics, life sciences background, and of course, medical graduates like MBBS, BDS, dental doctors, Ayurvedic doctors, homeopathic, because Ayurvedic and homeopathy is not at all recognized in the US. So that means all these people, they know the medical terminology. They know a little bit about clinical trials, but they are not able to get the licenses in the US. They want to enter into the corporate. For that case, this is the best area. Drug development and clinical trials area is the best area. Always at the same time, like IND. What is meant by IND? IND means investigational new drug. We are inventing a drug. Once your IND got approved by FDA, Food and Drug Administration, then you are going to start with phase 1 and phase 2, phase 2B, etc. Everything else. This is the way. This is the file NDA. NDA means new drug application. New drug application. Once the new drug application got approved, then you are going to push drug approval process like this. So different phases of clinical trials. What you are going to do here? Suppose a drug and device development process. See, always think about it like the clinical trial industry is primarily concerned with bringing new drugs or devices or therapies to the general population. In the United States, the most clinical trials are funded by pharmaceutical companies. They want to bring a new drug, new treatment to the public. Sometimes, very few instances, NIH means National Institute of Health. They are funding some research programs. So like this, further details, just go to fda.gov. You will get a lot of information there itself, lot of information, Food and Drug Administration.gov, the authentic website for pharmaceutical companies. You will get most latest updated information there itself. Drug approval process to FDA. So FDA is giving the approval. Suppose, for example, FDA helps to do with the drug approval process that can easily cost hundreds of millions of dollars, can take a decade or more to move drug from discovery to pharmacy near to you. This is several progressive levels of studies that are conducted as a part of drug approval process. Preclinical means is the lab itself that is not at all approved. That is just like as they are conducting with the trials with the experiments with the animals. First of all, initially they are going with the mice. The next one goes to rabbits. Third, it goes to like sometimes is monkeys and sometimes like a dogs. Conducting these experiments with these animals, then they got a positive results, then they are going to file an application. That application is known as IND. IND means investigational new drug. Once FDA is going to review all those documents and okay, go ahead with the clinical trials, then only the first drug in humans, then phase 1 going to be started. Before phase 1, there is no human interaction. Only IND got approved, then only the humans comes into the picture. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Remember, almost all the studies in phase 1, we are going to take healthy people. People call it as volunteers, healthy people, subjects. Only 2 studies, we are taking only patients. Those two studies are, one is oncology, other one is HIV. Oncology and HIV, we are going to take patients. Remaining all the studies, we are taking healthy volunteers. What exactly? I told you just now, phase 1 trials are the first in man studies in human drugs, new drugs in humans. These studies are usually carried out for small sample of subjects. The idea here to determine the safety of the drug in a small and usually healthy volunteer study population. Healthy volunteer study population. I told you like almost all the studies, we are taking healthy people, except 2 studies. Those 2 studies are oncology, I mean cancer related, and HIV. HIV means, you know that, like AIDS something. Those 2 studies, we are going to take only patients. Remaining all the studies, we are taking healthy people here. Similarly, phase 2. Phase 2 is little bit bigger number. Phase 2 studies have a larger 100 to 200 depending upon the study population than phase 1 studies, and are aimed for narrowing the dose range for a new medication. Safety is monitored at this stage as well as, and phase 2 trials are generally conducted in a target study population. That is for phase 2. And similarly, go to phase 3. Phase 3 is a bigger picture. It may be like 1,000 to 3,000 people. We are going to conduct this study like this. Then after completion of phase 3, we are going to apply a application that is known as NDA. NDA means new drug application. I am throwing too much of information. Suppose, for example, within this 1 or 1.5 hour time, absolutely it's not possible to explain each and everything. But I can tell them, hey, a lot of information is there. Just like as if you want to get opportunity in particularly in the US, you need to work hard. There is no substitute. Phase 4, once your NDA got approved, new drug application got approved, then the drug is in a market. Post-marketing trials usually conduct to monitor the long-term safety of a new drug, of the drug is already available to consumers. Similarly, next, devices. Class 1, Class 2, Class 3 devices. Class 1 devices means elastic bandages, surgical instruments. Those are all Class 1 devices. Class 2 devices is like infusion pump and motorized wheelchairs. Those are all Class 2 devices. And the next, Class 3 devices are a little bit higher risk that requires like most regulatory scrutiny. Class 3 devices includes replacement of heart valves, those type of. So Class 1 and Class 2 and Class 3 devices also approved by FDA. That means drug and device development process. I'm using that word, drug and device development process. So device is also the more important. I told you like what exactly phase 1 and phase 2, phase 3 and etc. phase 4 here. So there are target population 100 to 30, 100 to 300, more than 1,000 different phases. Here, what are the tasks involved? Protocol development, volunteer recruitment, clinical conduct is managing the clinical trials, monitoring, data management, clinical statistics and statistical and SAS programming, medical writing, and quality assurance. These are all the different tasks particularly in clinical trials, where we are going to involve same thing like this, IND, investigational new drug, FDA, Food and Drug Administration, like all these things. Possible benefits. A lot of clinical trials has a lot of benefits as well as risks also there. Benefit is you are involving for new therapy, something like that. Certain risks are also there itself, this much. There are so many site management, site systems, data collection, regulatory submissions, all these things. Generally, these big companies, they are conducting the trials in multiple sites, not one single site. For example, COVID, they are conducting the trials across the globe, something like that. You have like different sites, they are collecting all that information from here, all that information, clinical development process. See, these are all the positions: clinical investigator, site coordinator, pharmacologist, methodologist, biostatistician, SAS programmers. Like so many positions are available, particularly for people like you, pharmacy and life sciences students. Like this, when you see this diagram, subject, see, investigator is nothing but a doctor. Case report form, CRF, then monitoring. So statistician is providing the report. This is the sample, lab results, clinical trial data. Once this is the whole process, then we are going to file NDA. NDA means new drug application that goes to FDA, Food Regulatory Authority. So this is the whole clinical trial process. So you need to, of course, if you understand this diagram, it's easy for you to crack the jobs. What is protocol? What is investigator? What is sponsor? Institutional review board, informed consent. What is double blind, single blind, triple blind also. All these things is you need to understand. You need to learn something from here. Now control group, etc. everything here. Now, there are so much of regulations. FDA has a lot of regulations, 21 CFR Part 11. That means Code of Federal Regulations, like 50, 54, 56, etc. So many regulations. ICH, International Conference of Harmonization guidelines for good clinical practice. GMP, good manufacturing practice. GPP, good programming practice. All should followed by clinical trials. So these are all, see, industry standards. ICH means International Conference of Harmonization for better health. Just go to ich.org, you will get a lot of information. Similarly for CDISC, if you know CDISC, you will get a job. SAS software. And US Food and Drug Administration, FDA.gov. Part 11, electronic records, electronic signatures, scope and applications. These are all industry standards. Suppose, for example, in India, we are talking about ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, something like this. They are controlling the clinical trials part, particularly in India. Particularly in the US, FDA is the sole organization conducting the clinical trial, controlling the clinical trials. CDISC is standards. CDISC means Clinical Data Interchange Standards Consortium. ICH, International Conference of Harmonization. These are all standards. You will get a lot of information. Go to their websites, you will get it. See, there are so many guidelines. See, 21 CFR Part 11, United States Code of Federal Regulations, electronic submissions. 21 CFR 50, that is protection of human rights. 54, financial disclosure by clinical investigators. 56, institutional review board. 312, investigational new drug application. 314, FDA approval to market a new drug. So these are all different type of documents are available. Most of these documents are available at online. Suppose if you are not able to find these type of documents, don't be hesitant. Like, you can send us a small email. We will provide you the documents. That's not a big issue, because sometimes Yahoo and Gmail accounts, you are unable to download those documents. That's the problem. So we can do that. That's not a big issue. Now, what is ICH? I told you, like, International Conference of Harmonization. Almost all these companies, you need to follow. All these companies must follow these guidelines, international ICH guidelines. So must follow these guidelines. That's important. There are certain specific documents. Those documents is E3 document. E3 for content of clinical study reports. Contents of clinical study reports means they are providing a document. The document is going to explain, hey, this type of reports I am looking for. That is for E3 document. Statistical principles of clinical trials. That is E9 document. So E9. Similarly, for E6 is for good clinical practice. Good clinical practice means GCP, good manufacturing practice, that is GMP, good programming practice, GPP. Sometimes people call it as GXP. All these documents are available at the ich.org website. Something similarly for electronic records, particularly whatever you are sending by email, you are responsible. You are liable, particularly for responsible. Particularly in US, that's the reason. US email communication is authentic information in US. So 21 CFR Part 11 is for electronic records and the electronic signatures. Those two here. Now we're talking about, like I told you, these are all the things. Lot of statistical methods is, you are not a statistician. I'm telling you again, you are helping statistician to take a better decisions. So basic things is required. Very basic things is required. So those are all the things. So for example, if the people who wants to enter into like clinical trials and drug development area, initially people are like, a lot of these pharma students, they are thinking about like a pharmacovigilance or drug safety, clinical data management, and SAS programming. So these are all the 4 opportunities for them. Think about it. Drug safety. Drug safety has nowadays artificial intelligence and machine learning, all these EDC, electronic data capture came into the picture. Those jobs are a little bit lower. Drug safety. Pharmacovigilance. Pharmacovigilance means if the pharmaceutical companies are making mistakes, somebody is going to monitor it. So that type of, nowadays everything is automated. Everything is automated. So that's one. Next one is clinical data management. People are thinking about like clinical data management. See, management, if I want to make a small table, for example, so I'm inviting carpenter to do this. My first question is, hey, do you have any experience where you did this type of tables? My question is, if I don't have any experience, just I am learning something, then I want to do this. Are you going to give that task for them? Because you don't have any experience. Clinical data management also the same thing. People, they don't have any experience, they are not able to find a job. But people think about is a data manager. The word buzzword is manager word. Who is going to give a managerial position day one itself? They are not going to give it. But the people are going with, I want to, a lot of times people call me, oh, I want to learn clinical data management. Do you have any experience? They don't have any experience. How people are going to give? We are giving a patient information. We are giving a human data. How we are going to manage it without having any experience? So chances are very less to get into the opportunities. SAS programming is already senior persons are writing the programs. You are going to validate those programs. Because in US, double coding is mandatory. Double coding means same programs, you need to write, two people, they need to write it down. Two people, they need to write it down. That is mandatory. So that is the reason initially you are acting as a validation programmer. You are acting as a secondary programmer, not a primary programmer. Primary programmer is, for example, like me, a senior person. You are somebody is working as a validation program. That type of opportunities are available. So what we want to learn, always think about it. When you want to learn something, think about your teacher, first of all. Who is your teacher? If you are at the right guru, you never did anything wrong. If you are not at the right guru, whatever you are doing is wrong. So first of all, if you want to learn anything, not only SAS, if you want to learn anything, first ask your faculty. Who is your faculty? Where he is working on? What is his first name and what is his last name? And go to Google it and check with his first name and last name. You will get a lot of information. For example, for people like me, my name is Venkat and my last name is Ikkurthy. So Venkat Ikkurthy, just go to Google it and go check with my name and you will find information about myself. Go to LinkedIn and check with my profile. Same thing like this. If you want to learn something, because just joining the college, getting degree is one approach. You already passed that phase. Now you want to enter into corporate. Enter into corporate means you want to learn something. You want to learn which is more demand, which is you are able to get opportunities. For that case, you need to choose a faculty. You need to choose a teacher. He is going to teach, because people are coming into a experienced person's means simply you are borrowing his experience. Simply you are borrowing his experience. That will help you to grab the opportunities. See, when you see this one is, SAS is the leader in analytics. 40 years of analytic innovation, 147 countries, 83,000 businesses, 100% pharma and pharma companies are using SAS for their clinical study reports, 100%. So that means when you see this one, more than 2 million, 1 million means 10 lakhs, more than 2 million means 20 lakhs positions are available across the globe regarding data analysts using with the software. So these are all the reasons you need to learn something here itself. See, these are all the industries: banking, communications, education, government, healthcare, almost all the industries, they are using this software. Similarly, I told you like 147 countries, etc., everything here. Now, if you want to get a certification from SAS Institute, students, faculty and staff may be eligible for 50% discount on examination fees. So better to utilize when you are at a student, you will get something here itself. What are the advantages for certification? Certification always has a lot of advantages. Now here itself. See, this is a certificate. For example, SAS recognizes that Venkat Ikkurthy. See, when I got my certification 2008, now it is 2023. Almost 15 years back, 21st July, I got base certification. Same day, 21st July, I got advanced certification also. That means better you get your certification, definitely. And my name is here. If you go to support.sas.com certified directory, then you will find my name itself. That means once you have your certification, your name is in SAS website under certified professionals list. Definitely that will help you to put one step ahead compared to other people. I'm not telling that you will get a job. You are one step ahead compared to other students, other people. So these are all the certification symbols, like SAS-based certification, advanced certification. Definitely that should be advantage. See, don't dig the well when you are to trust in. Say, dig the well before you are trusted. Like this. Say, you want to get a job. Before that, you need to prepare all those things. Learn locally and expose globally. Learn locally, expose globally. Learn required skills before leaving for abroad for further studies. What exactly? See, data management, clinical trials terminology, pharmacy or clinical trials, medical terminology, and programming part, biostatistics. Most important is you are ready to learn new technologies. You are ready to learn new methods. That is the more important. Because as a pharmacy graduate, you don't know the programming. As a BTech graduate, you don't know the pharmacy knowledge. Because overall growth is very important. That means in colleges, you are a pharmacy graduate, they are going to teach pharmacy subjects, etc., everything. They don't want to teach programming. They don't want to teach statistics. But tomorrow, when you are going for industry, yes, you need to have it. As a statistics student, probably he knows statistics. You don't know clinical trials. You don't know medical terminology. You don't know even programming also. So that means 100% at present education system is not fit in a corporate environment. There is a huge gap is there. That gap we want to reduce it. Most important for student who wants to enter into corporate world, always see this one. Following 10 things that takes zero talent. Zero talent: being on time, work ethic, effort, body language, energy, attitude, passion, being coachable, doing extra, being prepared. But you will get 100% of respect. Make sure that today we have a class by around 2 o'clock. You need to, because you won't believe that 250 people got registered. See, intentionally we put today's class, intentionally. Why put, 4 o'clock or 4:30, there is a cricket match is there itself. How many people are giving the importance of this presentation? So some people, they want to skip this presentation. They want to go with the cricket match. So that means cricket match never goes, it's continuously going. That's all it is. But we want to make sure that, particularly in the US, the time is there. They need to follow the time. They want to go with. Nothing is there itself. So all these things, being on time, work ethic, effort, body language. I don't have, in front of me, nobody is here, but I am expressing like, I'm assuming that I have 100 people in front of me. Body language, energy, attitude, passion, being coachable, ready to coach, doing some extra, being prepared. If you are following these 10 things, I'm very positive you are getting 100% of respect. So generally for this case, what we did it is here, we designed a course that is for 6 months internship program. That will help you to reduce a gap between industry and education. 6 months, you need to start from morning to evening here itself. Say computer fundamentals, SDLC, MS Office, SQL, Acrobat, Agile methodology, SAS side, etc. Everything, particularly for these people. Like this, how we want to gather the business requirement, converting the business requirements into technical, case report form, protocol, business knowledge, business communication, etc. Everything here. These are all like syllabus, particularly for this. We don't want to go with unnecessary things. Resume preparation, how we want to crack the interview, mock interviews, sending resumes to our clients, like all these things. This is the duration is 6 months, morning 9 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock. Every day you need to come down. You are working as an employee. you are going to work as just like as an employee, and you will get it opportunities here itself. So our training is totally results oriented, productive training. Our training has limited seats, no one left behind. Personal attention is for each sample project, documentation, course notes, and almost project is going to be provided. So this is a little bit about here itself. This is our addresses. Where we are at in India, in Guntur. It's quite opposite to Vajram Hotel. There is like a big building is there. There we have our offices are here. So now, so this is pretty much like I'm going to explain these things now. I saw like a couple of questions, questions like, and if you have any questions, you can type it now here itself. And a pharmacy student is interested to go with like, yeah, good afternoon, I'm a pharma student. Can we also do research fields in future job? Yes, absolutely. You will, as a pharma student, yes, definitely you are ready to enter into the research side. Absolutely. Okay, Pavitra, she got any questions, now you can ask me, then we can discuss those things. Now I'm going to stop this recording.